John Cena has just exposed a massive secret regarding his feud with The Rock. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing what John Cena had to say about his not one, but two matches with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. This was a feud that was building and building and building through various interviews. It got started in 2011. Think about it. 2011, The Rock comes back. Sure, he would make a cameo here or there, but for the most part, The Rock was gone from WWE. He was out in Hollywood trying to get his acting career off the ground, and certainly he did so, looking back. But he returned in 2011 as the host of WrestleMania. Yes, a role that everyone was clamoring for, but there was hits and jabs between John Cena and The Rock. You knew The Rock was going to get involved when John Cena challenged The Miz for the WWE Championship in the main event of all places. And so The Rock comes out there and he shores over John Cena, helping The Miz retain the WWE title. All night, Monday Night Raw, they make it official. John Cena, The Rock, once in a lifetime, WrestleMania 28. It was The Rock going over John Cena in that match. Once in a lifetime, not so fast, my friends, because they ran it back the following year. It was not once in a lifetime. It was twice in a lifetime. We saw John Cena share the ring with The Rock. This time with the WWE Championship on the line, and John Cena getting his ultimate revenge, beating his arch rival in The Rock. The first match, pretty good. The second match was not a fan of. I felt like it was just spamming finishers over and over again. So now, John Cena, many years later, is making the media rounds for his new movie, Head of State. And he did an interview talking about this rivalry. He did so in a retrospective piece with Vanity Fair, and he revealed that the most difficult aspect of that entire first year leading up to the first match between himself and The Rock was not the match in itself. It was the fact that he had a secret that he had to carry. He knew the outcome of this match long before he stepped foot inside of that squared circle. He said, you would think that, man, going to the actual stage would be the worst part of it. That was the easy part. I knew I was losing the year before the fight. All the promos you see, all those speeches, every single one of them, I knew I was going to finish second place. This adds a new layer of appreciation for John Cena's professionalism, as he had to convincingly sell a year-long feud and a potential victory to millions of fans, all while knowing he was going to be booked to lose. Now keep in mind that these guys, absolutely torched each other, okay? Cena called out The Rock for leaving WWE for Hollywood, and famously pointing out that his promo notes were written on The Rock's wrist. In return, The Rock mocked John Cena's colorful merchandise and Fruity Pebble persona. Slow burn created a massive anticipation for their eventual clash in their very first match, which ironically took place in The Rock's own town of Miami. I remember as a kid, so kicking back 2011, I'm a junior in high school. The Rock is my all-time favorite wrestler. Okay? I was a Rock kid growing up in the Attitude Era. Love The Rock. Still a massive fan of him. Seeing The Rock come back, seeing him as a host, well, a little disappointed. But you knew there was a little bit, though. You knew that WWE was going to get a little bit more of The Rock than just being a host. And so when they started doing angles between him and John Cena, the focus between the true main event, or the main event, I shouldn't say true main event, was not The Miz defending the WWE Championship against John Cena, rather. It was The Rock and John Cena's reactions and actions and interactions and promo segments together. That was the true build to this pretty weak WrestleMania. If you want to think about it, the true main event was Triple H versus The Undertaker. That's the true main event. They absolutely went out there and stole the show. But I would also say that The Rock's appearance was also a tremendous miss. Because it wasn't the focus on The Miz versus John Cena. No one cared. That was a backburner type piece. It was just a set piece. It was, what was The Rock going to do at WrestleMania, right? That's why you bought that event. I was lucky enough to buy that event. Kids today, they don't know how much importance it is to save up your money and buy WrestleMania. Because that was an expensive event. It was like $75. As a junior in high school, that's pretty expensive for me. I had to do some saving on that. But that and the Royal Rumble, I knew I had to get. So when we got there and we saw The Rock screw over John Cena, there was a situation of, oh, they just did that. Oh, we're going to get Rock versus John Cena. You instantly knew it, right? This is classic pro wrestling booking 101. You knew where they were going. You needed to see it. And fortunately for all of us, WWE gave it to us. We had to wait a freaking year, but we got there. Now, WWE, they did give us a little bit of a tease, right? Survivor Series. Survivor Series. The Rock and John Cena forming a tag team to face The Miz and R-Truth. Now, keep in mind, this was a period of time where WWE, they gave R-Truth a serious main event run. Right? He challenged John Cena for the WWE title at Capital Punishment that summer. The Miz obviously had been a WWE champion. They had been in a feud with John Cena. And it was The Rock who came to be by his side. It didn't make a lot of sense, but hey, they made it work. They did what they had to do. I just remember thinking, wait, this is The Rock's return match? Like, what, I'm going to wait till Mania? What are we doing? But at the Survivor Series, the special anniversary, running made his WWE television debut as Survivor Series in 96. So, it was a big deal. And so, they ended up doing that. I think that was his 15th anniversary. But The Rock and John Cena, that was one of the bigger pay-per-view events that WWE had done. And it held the record there for a while, that first encounter. That was a big, big match. They made a lot of money off of that event. Paid a lot of money, made a lot of money. So I thought that was interesting that WWE and made the decision, and I'm sure they did so because they had to get The Rock on board with doing this match, right? Uncle Dwayne's not going to come around and just put people over for putting people over. He was going to get one and see if he was going to lose one. That's a trilogy we're never going to get because John Cena's retired and I don't think The Rock's ever going to wrestle again. But